Imagine a place where the air feels heavier as you walk through the door, where whispers echo down empty hallways and unseen forces push, scratch, and torment those who dare to enter. What would you do if you found yourself in a house where something dark lurked in the shadows, waiting for its next victim? Welcome to True Stories. Today, we're diving into the terrifying case of the Sallie House. Known for its violent hauntings and paranormal phenomena, this house in the small town of Atchison, Kansas, has earned a notorious reputation for being one of the most haunted locations in the United States. But what exactly is lurking behind these walls? Could it be the restless spirit of a little girl named Sallie? Or is something much darker at play? The story begins in the early 1900s when the house served as the residence of a local doctor. According to legend, one fateful day, a frantic mother rushed her young daughter, Sallie, to the doctor's home. Sallie had severe abdominal pain, and the doctor quickly diagnosed her with appendicitis. But in the rush to save her life, the doctor didn't administer enough anesthesia before starting surgery. Sallie, in excruciating pain, died on the operating table. Her death left behind a tale of sorrow and suffering. Many believe that her spirit now haunts this very house, trapped between this world and the next. But over the years, this simple ghost story began to grow into something far more sinister. Some say it's not just Sallie's spirit that haunts the house, but something darker. Something that feeds off the fear of those who live here. In the early 1990s, Tony and Deborah Pickman moved into the Sallie House, excited to start their new life together. They were newlyweds, full of hope and optimism. The house seemed perfect for them. A house on a bay. But it didn't take long before strange things started happening. It began small lights flickered without explanation, and their baby's toys would mysteriously move from room to room. But soon, the paranormal activity escalated into something far more disturbing. Tony began waking up with deep, bloody scratches on his chest and arms. Deborah would hear voices, whispers that seemed to come from nowhere, and objects would fly across the room as if thrown by an invisible hand. The Pickmans had no explanation for these terrifying events. Their peaceful home had turned into a living nightmare. But they weren't alone. Word of their experiences spread quickly, and soon the Sallie House became a hotspot for paranormal investigators. Paranormal teams flocked to the Sallie House in hopes of capturing evidence of the hauntings. From recordings, electronic voice phenomena, strange orbs, and shadowy figures caught on tape, the house became one of the most investigated haunted locations in America. Some teams claimed to have communicated directly with the spirit of Sallie. They reported hearing a child's voice on their recordings, sometimes crying, other times laughing. But not everyone believed this was simply a lost little girl. Others encountered something far darker. Shadowy figures would appear out of nowhere. Investigators were scratched, pushed, and even violently attacked by an unseen force. Could there be something more malevolent here? Something beyond a simple haunting? As the investigations continued, some experts began to suggest that the entity haunting the Sallie House might not be the spirit of a little girl at all. Instead, they proposed that the house could be infested with a darker, more malevolent force. Poltergeist activity, violent hauntings where objects move on their own and people are physically attacked, has long been associated with darker, more chaotic energies. And the Sallie House seems to fit the pattern perfectly. Some believe that whatever is haunting the house is feeding off the fear and negative emotions of those who enter. Is it possible that what started as a simple haunting is drawn in something much more dangerous? Could the spirit of Sallie have attracted a more malevolent presence to the house? Today, the Sallie House remains a hotspot for ghost hunters, thrill seekers, and skeptics alike. Thousands of people have visited, each hoping to catch a glimpse of the paranormal activity that has been reported here for decades. Some leave with terrifying stories of their own reports of being touched, scratched, or overwhelmed by a feeling of dread. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying that something strange is happening in the Sallie House. The question remains, are these the restless spirits of the past, or is something far more sinister at play? So what do you think? Is the Sallie House really haunted by the spirit of a little girl, or is something darker lurking within its walls? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. With that said, thanks for watching. Until next time, welcome to True Stories, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more eerie tales just like this one.